So, funny thing, guys, I actually had an MMO video that I wanted to do for today, but I felt like this was a bit more important to get out there and talk to you guys about because this is, something potentially dangerous for, myself and other content creators. And, I just wanted to put this out there for you guys in case, y'all ever want to try and be creators one day. Or, if any of my, fellow creator friends are watching this video or whatever, this is two more, channel hackers, scammers, whatever you want to call them, that get to be exposed, and I want to take the time out of my day to do that. So what's going on, gamers and gamettes? Tanek127 here, and welcome back to another video. And y'all read the title right. My channel almost got hacked over the weekend. And woo! These boys were sly. Okay, these were some slick ones. Because let me tell you something. I'm fairly, a tech savvy guy. I'm not the most amazing person with computers or gaming or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I know my stuff. I know how to, look for things. I usually don't need any help when it comes to PCs, video games, or nothing like that. Like, come on, I make content on gaming. Like, duh. And like, when a scammer hits my inbox, whether it's, my business email, one of my social media channels, or whatever, I usually catch on and get them pretty quickly, or just end up blocking it because I can just look at it and say, yeah, this is a scam. Like, get out of here. Now, keep in mind, and this is some advice for anyone with a YouTube channel. Once you are at that point where you can be monetized, scammers are on you. I don't care if your channel is making $5 a month, and I don't care if your channel is making $5 million a month. Scammers want you. Do you want to know why? Because guess what? Even if someone's channel is only making $5 a month, if you're able to hack and take over a billion channels that make $5 a month, guess what? That little $5 adds up. All right, if you get 100 different guys' channels that are making $5 a month, guess what? You now have $500 a month, and y'all know how math works. But long story short, I'm pretty sure that's why some of these knuckleheads decide to do this. So I was on Twitter. I pretty actively check my Twitter DMs and stuff like that. I usually ignore a lot of things that come through there. I try not to talk on my Twitter too much. The place I communicate mostly with partners, any devs that I work with, any companies that I have partnerships with and stuff like that. I usually have direct communication with them through Discord or email. And I have most of the contacts saved. So if anyone new pops up and it looks suspicious, I can already be aware. One of these guys, their Twitter was actually cloned of another content creator, and I'm going to show you on the screen. This content creator I've never heard of before, but his channel's legit. That's one reason I kind of fell for it. So I was like, oh, okay. And then he brought another guy into the chat later, but I didn't realize that this was someone pretending to be that creator. That's partially where I messed up. I looked at the age of the Twitter account. I seen that it had a few years on it. It had been around for a while, so I assumed the Twitter account was legit. Now they jump in my DMs. They give me an offer that sounds pretty crazy for my channel size. Like, don't get me wrong, I get paid offers and stuff like that, but nothing this big. How this guy was talking, but he was telling me it was because of the numbers he gets on his channel and stuff like that. And mind you, his channel was decent size, so that's why the amount of money he was offering, I found it believable. I was like, all right, well, if he really, with the kind of views that he gets, I'm sure he won't mind paying another creator this little amount to be featured in a video and yada yada yada. So that's how I looked at it. I was like, all right, I'm pretty sure this is possibly real. And he brings his buddy in, and they're trying to get me to sign a contract. So this is where things get weird. This dude is going through all kinds of hoops and everything to just get me to sign a contract. Anytime I sign a contract or anything like that, it's a simple attachment that is sent through my email. I print it out, sign it, scan it, and send it back. It's a real simple thing. You can usually tell it's just a simple document by looking at it. There's nothing crazy, nothing weird, nothing shady about it. But this guy wants me to download an application, make sure I have a VPN on, and do all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm like, all right, hold on. So I look at the app or or the company that he's trying to get me to log in through to sign in the contract, and I'm like, all right, this company's real. But every time I clicked the website, it would randomly just download a zip file, and I'm like, huh. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, I know this company is real though, so this is odd. So what I actually did was, and I'm not going to say where I went, but I did a little bit more digging and found the company's actual website and looked at that one. And I look at the two websites and I compare them both. They're damn near identical. I said damn near. However, the hackers didn't realize that, they're not. There are some things slightly different with the real website and their fake one. Like the real one, for example, you can actually log in on it. It doesn't make you download a zip file every time you click on it. So that was a pretty dead giveaway. And the thing is, right, this guy was so close to getting me to opening that zip file because I thought it was legit. And I'm just glad I never did. And I literally just left the group conversation with these two and I just said, yo, I'm reporting you guys everywhere and goodbye, block, sayonara. But I almost fell for this. And it's as stupid as it may sound. Some of you, who are even more tech savvy, whatever, you may look at this like, dude, how did you almost fall for that? I'm just saying. What if the thing that I clicked the website on, what if it wasn't a zip file? What if I just clicked the website and boom, that was the malware. It went on my computer. They hacked my channel and it's too late. I'm just saying these guys have got closer to me than any scammer or hacker ever has. And that made me nervous. And I was just like, all right, so I'm going to throw this out there and let you guys know in the video. So if y'all ever see these two in a pair or this guy, approach you on Twitter or something like that, and it's not legitimately, by the actual content creator, which I don't even know his actual Twitter. But this dude right here on the screen, this guy's fake. And if you are approached by either of these dudes, block immediately. Because they're just a scammer trying to get your channel or hack you, steal money, or whatever their deal is or goal that they're trying to do. Just wanted to put this warning out there for you guys and let y'all know, be safe. Make sure you have, two-factor authentication on your YouTube channels. All that stuff, whether you're doing YouTube, stream, TikTok, I don't care what it is. All right? Do those extra credentials. It's always worth it. Take that extra caution. And not just with YouTube, man, with everything. Because there's always somebody out there just trying to do things the cheap way. And I don't understand why. I personally, I'm a guy with 16,000 subscribers. I've been doing YouTube for years. I'm growing so much slower than a lot of other people. And I would love to have a cheat or just a way around. But I want to do things legitimate. And there are just so many people out there ready to screw somebody else or do something shady just to get ahead. And me personally, as a person, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to upload a video today, tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to upload it, see the view count, and be disappointed because it's low. But I'm going to keep grinding and trying anyway. Because honestly, that's how you get to where you want to be. Not doing this shit. And people like this, I can't support. They got to be exposed. Obviously, that there are two Twitter accounts, so exposing who they are, this is well beyond me. But just so you guys know, if y'all get hit up by either of these two, just be cautious. Hope this video helps and saves some people. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.